black. Okay, I was like, I'm blacking out. Where do we go this way?
I was like, what the fuck, dude? Pick a direction.
The direction is the green thing. Don't listen to me. I'm fucked up. Speaking of which, I think it's shot o'clock once we're done with this mission.
I would agree. I'm really glad that they improved how the grappling hooks work from like the beta, or like the fact that you can like swing around now and shit.
Right. As soon as you
really
start
nice,
swinging,
like,
you hear the Attack on Titan theme song.
That object
right, yeah.
combine Vulgus DNA and organic matter. Destroy it, so they can never.
Yeah, I agree, because like the way it doesn't feel bad, you know, it feels decent. It's not perfect, but it definitely feels decent.
I mean, yeah, considering that in the beta, it was basically just like, you can use the grappling hook to go in a direction, and that is it. Oh, you hit a wall, and you could have swung around it? Too bad. First injector wave done. He did. Broke it.
Nice.
The existence of this device means there must be a hatchery. Baldy, how are things on your end?
Dr. Head, I found a control panel deep inside the facility. It really is a horrible place. You'll see when you get here.
All right. Head to the place Baldy mentioned and see what you can find. I need to stay here and confirm there's nothing significant to report.
Going the wrong way.
Right, I was like, wait a minute, why does it seem like it's such a dead end? Because it fucking is. And why is it built like this?
Let's look for a control panel, quickly. Even if it's a biocomputer, it'll be in the same vein as any Vulgus terminal. You can get information through your receive.
They have an ice boy on me. Terminal.
Keep searching for traces of
goopy.
transported human DNA and large amounts of organic matter.
Be careful! An alarm must have gone off somewhere.
And of course. Fuck you and your MP leech. Oh, I'm gonna go down.
Seeing as these bastards are trying to stop us, we must be moving in the right direction. Feels like we're getting closer to the answer.
And-
Please keep at it just a little longer.
Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna
I
have to
guess
fight
we,
more.
right. I guess we just walk out. Whoa.
Much like the forces stationed at the heart
Wait.
of their operations, the numbers of their troops...
I guess there is more. It just
The
continues,
first goal of our operation is to annihilate the order of troops.
which is a shame
I will
almost.
also relay Commander Alpha's orders. His instructions are, and I quote, "Find a way to destroy this goddamn gruesome place. Paris should be able to find a way to destroy the facility."
Attendant, smash all the stabilizers you see. Do that, and the overloaded energy will blow the entire facility to Kingdom Come.
Harris's prediction is accurate.
Okay, I can't go through there. There's a barrier. Great.
Rising. I believe destroying 2 more control units will bring the facility's operations to a halt.
I'm coming.
This is Eugen. Looks like you have infiltrated deep inside the enemy's area. I'd like to ask you for a favor. We're picking up faint communication signals coming from the central area underground. You should be able to amplify the signal when you're there. I'll adjust the frequency in order to amplify the signal.
I was wondering if we were going to do anything in this area. It seemed like it was kind of like if we're not doing anything here, that's kind of a waste because it's like designed.
Damn, fucking neck is killing me. 69% of the way done. Ooh, whoa.
Giggity.
Giggity, giggity, goo.
Signals been amplified. God, communications are impossible here.
This is Eckert. There is a way. If you go deeper in, communications can be relayed through your receiver.
We have to hurry, descendant. Temperature inside the facility is rising.
Connecting to the comms channel, but we're getting too much interference from something noisy nearby. Some kind of energy from the Vulgus is interfering with our comms.
We picked up a strong signal. It looks like this is what's jamming communications.
Captain! Captain! I don't want to die like this!
Yeah.
Where are
Bro, oh, is this the last mission on the map? It fucking looks like it.
I hope so.
I'm so fucking tired. I fell asleep like 3 times on the last mission. Here's what I do to stay awake though. I'm gonna take a shot while you're listening to Eugen.
Yeah.
It's not about can or cannot. It's a must do. We promised we'd all return together, remember?
Yeah, and I'm going to keep that promise. No matter what.
It's more than a shot, but I don't have much of this left. So.
We have to rescue Eugen's people.
It's
Alright, I have to
fucking
pee
nice.
real quick before we start this. So let me do that. And then I'll be right back. Okay, Eugen, people.
Oh, it's a fucking. I gotta do this.
Alright, I am ready, sir.
Okie dokie.
Let's do it.
I would say do check. Do you sort? What do you sort your weapons by? Level, or do you sort them by DPS?
Level, and then I look at DPS.
Okay, because I'll say definitely do that because. So I had a level 64 gun, white gun that I was using that had 48,000 baseline DPS, right? There is a 63, one level down, same exact gun, 58k, no mods.
Damn.
Right? No, I lied. This does have mods, and that's why it looks so big. So I like that because I want to get rid of that. Wait, that shows the baseline anyway, so I'm wrong. So yeah, no, this was just stronger.
Yeah, I'm going through my shit right now.
Because
Oh, I
it is
didn't
that-
even realize my Viesa hit level 40. Fuck yeah.
But we'll be just going on the highest. The
What's
recommend.
highest. This one's the highest. Any new reactors that are like better than what I've got? No new reactors. Alright, I'm good.
Right. This is gonna be my last thing, and then I'm gonna fucking crash out.
Yeah, no worries, because I got something in Vespers to grind to try to get the core blueprint for
Yeah, justice, right?
for an ultimate, for a divine punishment or justice or whatever the fuck it's called.
I think it's fun. I get them mixed up between divine punishment, divine justice, divine whatever. Same thing, you know.
Yeah, that's divine something. You know what I mean?
Justice, punishment, it's all the same. I was actually supposed. I mean, where we were at, that's I couldn't go back simply because it doesn't make sense.
By the way,
But I also need to level up my mods and to get the power that I eked out through giving. Because now that I have those slots open on my guy, I could max out some cards if I just spent the points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because instead of increasing more skill damage or whatever, what I could do is go for skill crit, right? So I start leaning more towards skill crit, which if I'm doing my skill and I'm hitting a lot of times and it's critting, that damage multiplier makes it insane. And then it's like I can go for skill crit damage and use, you know, maybe 4 points a piece. I think I have like 8 slots open. But like 4 points a piece into upgrading those 2 cards with the way that the cards fold when you upgrade them in terms of the stats, I can get away with murder and maybe eke out some more damage that way, you know? Since I can't do it through the fire cards that I thought I could, because I made 8 points of space available for that card so that I could then max it out and then just have like, you know, 100% fire damage or whatever it is come through and then just, you know, dance like Joker on the stairs. But that's not the...
Descendant Squad, do you copy?
That's not what happened.
We can no longer detect an RK signal
But
from
it's
the
fine.
surface. Please report your status.
HQ, we've discovered a biofacility in the Order's main base, which is producing Vulgus troops on a large scale. We're investigating it. Also located the missing medical corps members.
Copy. RK signals.
HQ, copy.
We're so deep underground the comms link is unstable. We should get this mission over with.
I should not be critting somebody in the face for 41k with a gun. Like, these assault rifles, these white and gold ones are insane.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm doing like 25k crits right now with this assault rifle.
Yeah, all I did though was with my thing. I don't know. Did you plan your assault rifle things, or did you just hit recommended?
I plan it because
Okay.
the recommended, honestly, I've noticed is kind of shit.
I believed that until just now. But let me tell you this though. The recommended in terms of that, I only use it on if I'm using a purple gun, I don't want to sit there and even like plan it because I don't care unless it's an ultimate, right? Because that's when I really need to sit down because that's when you have the gun synergy, you have a lot of things. And like, yeah, you could do it earlier on. But I don't know what happened and why I'm hitting so hard in the face. Because I'm hitting them in the body for 26k crit, which that seems more normal to my old gun that I had, but like the 41 to the face on an assault rifle that shoots like I don't. That's where I feel like maybe I was wrong about believing that.
Well,
I still don't
like,
want to use it, but
I tried using the recommended once, no, twice,
The door in the passageway is closed.
and
Look for
both
red link
times
nearby.
it
The
was
device
like
should only read
it was
voltage
trash
values, but it looks like it's unable to identify
because it would like recommend shit that's like my dude, why are you recommending like fire rate on a sniper rifle? Like it's already got a garbage fire rate, so boosting the fire rate is not
right,
gonna
it's
help
not really
anything.
Right, plus you don't even have the ammo to sustain a better fire rate anyway on that kind of thing, so.
Right, like if it was an assault rifle, like yeah, sure, boost
Right.
that fire rate, fuck yeah, but on a sniper or a shotgun, like why?
Or, no, I definitely see the.
Like some of the stuff was definitely made sense. Dude, this fucking Caesar the clown is just sitting here fucking bongoing. He's like not even helping.
Sorry.
That's fine. We don't need them.
Looks like I'll just have to step in.
Somebody's got to push the stroller. You know what I'm saying?
Be careful.
Yeah.
I think the entire facility is spiraling out of control. The path I took looked like that too.
Todoroki special?
I didn't get the chance. That wasn't me.
Oh. Well, like Todoroki special with rhythm then.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I did like kind of the mini one though. I didn't all. I just did my flamethrower. So when you, if you, we're good. No, we're good. I don't know what happened.
He did.
Eugen, how are things on your end? Did you find your core
Ammo.
members?
Still approaching. Nina said they were all together. If I head to the communications coordinates, I should be able to find them all. There's been no replies for a while.
I just watched someone fall into the hole.
Dumb bastards. How dare they put their captain through this? I'll never leave the hub again. I'll just have to do the heavy lifting from now on.
Am I witness to this? Are you going to keep that promise? Eugen, I think this door connects to that side, but it won't budge. How did you open it?
There should be a security device in front of the door. Shooting it should do the trick. More importantly, why is nobody responding? Nina, Vince, everyone, please, respond.
Goodbye.
Right, like, hello?
That was funny. Just watching them fall down into the pit. Like, okay, bye. Here they come. Have an ulti. Fucking suicide bomber bitches.
Come on, show us our bullet sponge, man. Where's he at?
What the hell is this?
It's a giant Vulgus dildo.
Imagine having a dick so fat that you could be shot in it and it doesn't get shot
I'm
off.
trying to tell you. This is...
Like, you know what I mean? Like, in order to take a bullet with the exit wound, the way exit wounds are, bro,
Same shape as the
Okay, this is that aliens thing that fucking.
Oh yeah, this
He was
is
talking about.
definitely yeah,
Judging by the
absolutely.
size, this would produce soldiers at a speed far greater than that of regular equipment. Bobby, can you give me a hand? We open this organic matter storage tank. We can gauge how much raw material has been used. Then we can get a rough estimate of how many units have been created. Check those auxiliary tanks that we have. There are Vulgus waking up in all directions. Watch out!
Eugen, you need to look for your medical corps members. Go! Quickly!
If I don't do this now, everyone in Albion will lose someone precious to them. HQ gravely underestimates the scale of the enemy's forces. Based on my current estimates, the number of units produced here is 20 times larger than all of humankind. Vince! Oh, let me close by. Damn it! This freaking tank is too sturdy. You guys, hang in there. I'll be there soon.
Bro, oh. I forgot. I mean, I gotta go use it or whatever, but I fucking forgot that I need to go make sure I do all that bullshit with Pantheon before I go to bed. So then when I wake up tomorrow, that could be what I can stream. I think that'll be a decent stream. You're still playing this with the game. What's up, Bong? You hater? Yeah. Actually, I got into the, I don't know if you're familiar with Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen, the MMO that's been coming out for like 10 years. I got invited to their content creator program thingy, and this week that is currently currently going on right now, I believe I can play till like tomorrow when I get up, because I gotta go to bed soon. Well, as soon as I'm done with this, but then that's gonna be the game. You installed what? This or fucking Pantheon? And tell me, what about it that's not it? Like, give me your feedback so I can tell you how wrong you are. Like, respectfully though, like not even like trying to say you're wrong, but the counterpoints. And then I want you to give me your counterpoints, because maybe you'll open my eyes.
So what?
Many red flags. Those chat talking about red flags about this game. It's like, okay, which ones?
About First Attendant? I mean, there's plenty of red flags about this fucking game.
Yeah, but like exactly, my thing is exactly what, because the thing is the red flags are more like pink than anything compared to other games. But I've gone through a lot, so that's why I'm like, you can write an essay. Well, please do. We got time. Actually, don't have time. Don't write too much, because I'm not gonna read it all. I'm tired.
It's too dangerous!
What?
And they're
I'm just kidding.
already...
The gameplay loop is repetitive. I mean,
Welcome to any game that has a grind mechanic. Warframe
yeah,
is
it's like
repetitive as
any,
fuck, so
it
like...
depends on, yeah, like it depends on what you're looking for out of the game. If you primarily play single player games and you're trying to solo this and you want it to not be, then like, yeah, I could see that. But ultimately, if you've ever played an MMO and you've had fun with an MMO, that's exactly what they all are. They might dress it up like it's a new zone or whatever, but so does this, you know? That's okay, you have hundreds of hours in Division 2. Division 2 isn't necessarily... What's it, that one? What is it, order balls? Division 2. Oh, it's speed balls.
No, yeah, it's speedballs. We gotta fucking focus. Nobody's focusing. Bruh.
What we have to do is stop killing them like that. It's just burn them all down separately now. Then that's gonna be what's happening. And then like 2 of them are red. Oh, I just got fucking blown up by something. Yeah, that thing came up quick.
Bro!
I'm right next to you, too, right?
How the fuck are we supposed to burn this shit down?
Do
Fuck
it
you.
with not 2 of us down.
I swear to God, if we fucking lose this fight because people can't fucking pay attention. Oh my fucking God. I'm gonna go down.
The fuck
I'm
did
down.
you just hit me with?
I'm down. Half the team's down. What the fuck? How are we supposed to stop this? We literally don't have the fucking damage.
There's a point where 2 of them respawn a lot faster than 1 of them. So it's almost like we pay attention to which one takes longer to respawn and then kill that one first. I think that's the mechanic.
Because that's fucking retarded.
Because you see how long this one's taking to come back? Bang. Just one more. Fuck. That one down there is the one that takes the longest. Because you see how this 3rd one still hasn't come back yet? And we got him.
Fucking
See?
finally.
It's literally like I get it that and I agree that's dumb as shit, but it's also almost rudimentary in the sense of like, okay, what are they doing? Some of them are down, some of them come back a lot faster than others, and then that's literally what it is, which is ass. But I guess we got to do it 2 more times, 1 more time actually. Just a little bit of a downtime. Collect ammo and shit, I guess. It's not fun to make it. So, have you played Bong? Let me ask you this: have you played Once Human? No problem. We don't have a time limit, so we'll be all right. All right. Oh. So no, the reason why I was asking you is because the thing is, a lot of people are saying good things about Once.
Up and I'm down. He literally fucking lobbed poison at me and that was it. I didn't even get the chance to dodge. And now hit.
Grabbing Caesar.
Hit. I'm down again. Too many fucking mobs. Oh, fuck you, dude. Such a stupid ass fucking.
We got it.
Such a stupid ass fucking.
I got down behind you.
There's an alt.
Your left. Oh, they,
Yeah.
he's got me. He's got me. That means on our look kind of something. But what? So like, in terms of what though? Like, because in terms so the way I feel about it, Bong, is there's a lot of guns that are way interesting out the gate than anything that I've experienced in Warframe that has without requiring parts, right? Like, yeah, there's bows and there's all kinds of other nonsense in Warframe, but like, depending on like actual usability, and viability and whatever else, it's like sometimes you're buying things for flair, right? But you can make some pretty cool things, but it really requires you to get the stuff together. So this is a hybrid mix between Destiny, Warframe, and the thing is, like, this isn't the same thing as Division. Like, I get the camera angle's the same, but you can't hold them to the same caliber because Division's a cover shooter. This isn't even remotely a cover shooter. This is closer to Outriders than it is Division, if you want to compare it to a AAA mainstream game.
Fucking hell.
But so when you compare it to something like Outriders, it's almost like you have your Chipotle. Fuck yeah. Ever try using melee? Yeah, but you're not. What do you? This isn't a melee game though. You get one charged melee attack, and then you have to wait for the cooldown. And every melee besides that charged one sucks. The charged one feels good, but after that, you're not supposed to sit there and spam it. Reload your damn gun and shoot the guy.
Evidence of large-scale bogus production.
You know what I mean? Like Borderlands melee doesn't feel good either, but Borderlands the melee feels the same way, and Borderlands doesn't feel less so. You know what I mean? Like you're not. This isn't Warframe in the sense that the way Warframe is supposed to feel with the melee. Because if you do want to compare the two, Warframe's melee is 10,000 times better than this, but there are no melee weapons. There's a melee card to change the way you look when you melee, but ultimately it's there to kind of fill in a quick burst damage for something that's in front of you. But
Looks like those
Like-
forces are already on the move.
I have not had that issue, Paul.
Has arrived.
And that's not me glazing the game like that ass. I do that, boom, the guy in front of me's dead. I'll dash in front of somebody. Sometimes I can even melee long.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Bong's talking about with clunky, because the core gameplay of this game feels good.
Well, he's talking about like just the melee feels clunky. Like,
I mean,
because-
yes,
and I
the
get
melee
it, like,
feels
after
clunky,
the
but
first
that's not
one,
the focus. That's not the focus of the game. This
Yeah,
isn't
'cause,
fucking
like,
God
this-
of War.
This right here, when you start, like, I get it, because the thing is, you change your whole animation after you melee, and so it's like, bro, you're not really expecting that. It does feel kind of like weird, but like,
Okay, yeah, many people are uninstalling. That's great and all, but you know what? Not every game is for everyone. If you don't like the game, you don't fucking like it. Like, that doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means it's not for you. Like, I don't like Dark Souls games. I don't like Souls-like games. Does that mean Elden Ring is a piece of shit? No.
Elden Ring
It's
is a
good
piece of
ga- it's
shit, actually. Like, I can
mean,
go on a whole rant about that damn game. It's not a piece
Okay,
of shit,
but the point stands though. Like, I don't like Souls-like games. Does that mean Bloodborne's garbage, Elden Ring is garbage, Dark Souls 1 is
Right.
garbage? No, it just
to be
means
fair,
those
just
are
like what
not
he's saying,
games that
though,
are
he
good
didn't
for
say
me.
that it was bad. He just said that he didn't like it.
I mean, he's also saying many people are uninstalling. That
Yeah,
implies the game
which is also
bad.
true. Not necessarily. He's saying that because that's also a true thing. But the thing is, many people uninstall all kinds of things anyway. You have a full wave of people who come in, and you have whatever. You can't let the fact that many people uninstall a game determine whether or not it's good or not. Because people are going to come in, they're going to try it, and they're going to back off and leave. So that is a true
Also,
statement, no matter what. It's just
Also, to be fair, something we talked about earlier is how this game starts off easy as shit, and then it actually makes you have to stop and think. And let's face it, most people are fucking morons. So a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, I can't just shoot things and win." Well, I'm gonna uninstall.
to say it's not better than any other looter shooter is a little weird, because I think it's probably not better than any other looter shooter that's out right now, but it's definitely better than a couple looter shooters that when they first came out before any patches. And yeah, Nexon is known for doing that. Nexon is known for doing that. But it is, but you also know what you're getting into when you walk into this. You know what I mean? You didn't pay a dime. You know, you walk in. The Division, you have to pay $60 to play the Division. And you can say you got it for cheaper. You can say, you know, it is whatever about it. But if you got it when it was to support it fully and to do everything you were doing, you paid $60 for the Division. Right now, the only reason why I paid any money at all was because I wanted Blair. They can try to milk me dry for money, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they are known for that, but I have not yet seen that in here. I have not had the experience. Not saying it's not going to happen. And they're also not the only company, free-to-play company, to do that. But again, you are in the...
Honestly, Warframe is just as bad when they're like, "Oh, hey, this cool new gun came out, and 3 of the parts for it are easy."
And we're going to re-release the same character we already did, but now he has gold on his skin. Pay $60 for that. Like...
Right, pay $60 for insert Warframe Prime, where the only difference is it has an extra format slot.
Plus, once you're hitting hard mode, you can no longer queue up for randoms. That is not an issue for me because that's what the whole thing about what I'm doing right now. I'm playing with somebody who is a friend of a friend, and I'm playing there. I have a friend who I just got up to where I'm at now. I have another boy. Like, it's the queuing for, because Destiny, by the way, you had no queues for raids in Destiny. You had to use an outside app to do that. You know, yeah, and again, it's not like I'm not trying to argue with you on the point or whatever, like whether you like it or not. Like you're allowed to not like it, you know what I mean, and that's fine.
Yeah, also, like saying there's no queue for hard mode, like yeah, sure, should there be a queue for hard mode? Probably. However, this is also almost an MMO. Would you fucking play World of Warcraft completely solo, or would you be playing with people, whether that's like a guild from a streamer that you watch or friends or something? You play with people. You're not going to play World of Warcraft by yourself.
It's like, yeah, I get, like, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not mad at you for telling me what you're doing. You know, like, yeah, we're having a little discussion about it, but like, you know, I don't want you to feel like that, like I'm attacking you on what you're saying and stuff like that.
Yeah, and same, like you know, if you don't like the game, you don't like the game. I'm not saying like, how dare you, Bong? You need to like this game. Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it, and that's okay. Like you are more than welcome to not. Because I
definitely like your input. You know what I mean? I like finding out how you guys feel about it or whatever. And the reason why I'm asking you why is like, okay, because my thing is like your why and whatever. Like if to me it doesn't make sense in the sense of okay, well I've experienced some of the similar things or whatever, and then like I start nitpicking. It's because I'm trying to weed the grass out. Like say you're talking to me through tall grass right now. You're telling me you don't like it because of these generalized things. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to spread the generalized things away to be like, okay, what more specifically is it in terms of what you would want to do with things? You would rather play Vanilla WoW over this no cap. Well, I mean, like that's one.
I mean, that's fine. They're two different games though. Like Vanilla WoW is obviously that's not a shooter game. That's a pure MMO. Like that's a totally different game.
Right, and it's also built off of straight nostalgia when it comes to that because Vanilla WoW is also like flawed to the shit. You know what I mean? You're telling me you have a shaman on one race and a paladin on another race, and certain fights favor one or the other, but you cannot get them, and you have to rate a certain way. Certain classes are not even viable, no matter what the skill tree says. And yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so
I think a perfect example of that is fucking Season of Discovery, where they're like, oh yeah, you can play a paladin, and then you can also mesh in like abilities from insert other class, or you can play a warlock that can tank. Why? Because we added. Why? Because Vanilla WoW is very much just like you're playing a warlock. Okay, well your viable build is this, and that is it. What's your friend playing? A paladin. Their viable build is this, and that is it. If you don't like playing that way, too fucking bad. Your class is gonna suck.
Repetitive as fuck. So let me ask you the thing about WoW though, right? Where I get what you're saying.
Also repetitive as fuck.
Repetitive differences is they dress WoW up behind better dialogue that you have to read, behind better dialogue, a wall of text that you have to read between every quest, the quirkiness, the graphics, and all that. And then again, it's the nostalgia because we went into WoW. And the thing is, I don't know where you stepped into WoW. You get to choose your path. Do you though?
No, you don't. The path is linear. The path is linear in WoW.
It's like it's always an illusion of choice.
Decide to.
You either go to like say you're on Alliance. You either go to Westfall or you go to you start over on the Night Elf stuff, or you go over to Draenor, or you go over to this place. And so you always start there, and there's always the efficient path. You know what I mean? Like I get what you're saying. You could. But let's be realistic on this. And granted, there's only one path in this, so I get what you're saying. Like I'm not discrediting you in the fact where this is more grindy because you cannot grab another character and decide to level in a different zone. You have to go from A to B to C to D or whatever. And that was what the problem was.
There's also the fact that WoW is linear in the fact that like okay, we're talking about Burning Crusade. At some point during the Burning Crusade storyline, you fight Kael'thas and you kill that bitch. There is no like, oh, you can decide to be merciful and let him live. Like no. This is the end of the story. Kael'thas dies. You kill that bitch. Same thing with Sargeras. There's no like option to like, well, we either have the other Titans take Sargeras away to deal with him, or we redeem him. No, the only option is you beat Sargeras, the other Titans get involved, they yeet his ass off of fucking Azeroth, end of story. That's it. That's the option. There's no option there.
But like, and I get what you're saying, Bong, because let me tell you this. The fact that you have even a little bit of freedom in leveling zone choice is one of the reasons why WoW does better than Rift. Because Rift, you do not have a zone choice. You go from this zone to that zone to this zone to that zone, and you are in a straight line. And I get what you're saying with this, but let me tell you this. The goal of this isn't to, the leveling experience isn't the point of this game. You know what I mean? The point of this, hey, it's grindy, it's whatever, that's fine. The whole point is it's making you take step by step to go through your thing so that you can learn your character. You can do the same thing quests, except they're just not filling it with a bunch of bullshit fluff. You're going through, you're learning this. The point of what this is going to turn into is going to be you're going to have giant bosses in front of you that you have to sit there, link up with, and fight strategically with your team, which might require voice chat or not, which most likely will require voice chat, and then doing some of the dungeons that require you to pay attention to what's going on, and then going and finding singular little items that you can grind repetitively to eke out every little bit of power in your character. That's the point of the game. Yeah, they're going to gatekeep me, but they didn't gatekeep me to play their game. You know what I mean?
Also, Bong, I'm going to say this straight up. Like, yes, in terms of some of the character grinds, like if I want, say, Eugen, one of the new guys that was not in the beta, he came out essentially when the game launched for reals. Okay, he's brand new. I can't get him right now. I have to get to a certain area in the game, and then I have to grind certain missions to potentially, maybe, get his parts. Does that make it a pain in the ass to get him? Absolutely. Does it mean I have to give them money? No. If I feel like sinking the time in to earn him and not pay them money, you know what else I'm getting? I'm getting experience on characters. I'm getting experience on guns. I'm getting crafting mats. If I pay to get him just because I don't want to do it, sure, that's in my choice. And yes, their microtransaction system in this game is very aggressive. I'm not going to deny that. It's very, very aggressive. But I don't have to. I don't have to.
Where's my? Because like,
and that's the thing. Like, it's my choice. Like,
my thing about too.
Prince bought Blair. Prince brought Blair. Did he have to? No. Did he want to? Yes. Has he been having fun with Blair? Apparently. You know, like would I like?
But what's the problem, Bong? Like, you're saying they're creating a problem. So far, right now, even though they are aggressively trying to get you to buy stuff, it hasn't been necessary. Like he was saying, yeah. Did I buy Blair?
They want you to buy mats.
It was.
At what point does this game ask you to buy mats? I have not run into a single situation where this game asks me to buy crafting mats.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're saying to keep up with the pay-to-win kids. You don't. This isn't a PvP game. I don't have to keep up with fucking anybody. You know what I mean? This isn't the thing where I don't. I can play it at my pace. I can run through it or whatever. Sometimes our fight's harder if I don't pay any money on something. Yeah, but that, you know what? I play Souls-likes for a fucking living practically, so it doesn't matter to me. This so far everything about this has been relatively easy. I have paid 26.3 hours and spent $9.99 on this. So
also there's the fact that you're saying, like, how much are you going to allow them to create the problem and sell the solution? My dude, Nexon is Nexon. They are going to continue to be Nexon. Is Nexon a great company? Absolutely fucking not. They're not. Straight up. There's no denying that. Is you not playing the game, or you telling people not to play the game, or you telling people don't pay money to, is that going to change their business model? Absolutely fucking not. Because they don't care about you. They're a corporation who wants to make money. If you happen to be a customer who does not give the company money,
hours.
They don't care. They don't care.
So you play for 40 for free, right?
Yeah, I work for an ISP, my dude. Do you think the corporation cares if someone comes in and says, why is my bill so high? Well, because such and such and such and such. I've been a customer for 25 years.
That was enough. Yeah, and
like, do you think the company gives a fuck if someone tells me that they've been a customer for 25 years? They don't. They don't. There's no corporate policy for if a customer who has been a customer for many years is considering leaving. Dude, there isn't. There isn't. And Nexon is the same way. You played the game for 40 hours and decided to nope the fuck out? They don't care. They don't. Because there are enough people who will pay them money for stupid ass shit like Ultimate Bunny, Ultimate VS, whatever. They will do the stupid shit and buy a bunch of skins or buy the ultimates. The cash grab shit. Right? And let's face it, the cash grab shit is scummy. And it's just the face of many games these days. It's not even a Nexon thing. WoW does the same shit. You want to pay $20 for this mount that you can't get any other way? Okay. Do you have to do that? Absolutely not. Do they rely on people being like, oh my god, it's such a fucking cool mount, I want it, I absolutely have to have it? You're damn fucking right they do. They do the same goddamn thing. So does Warframe. So does Call of Duty. Like, look at Call of Duty when they do things like, I know they removed it since, but like, they had a Nick Merckx skin in Call of Duty. Did anyone need that fucking skin? No. Did a bunch of fucking 13-year-olds get mommy and daddy's credit card to buy a skin so that they could look like Nick Merckx when they play in their game? Abso-fucking-lutely.
So not
Like,
to cut
there's-
you off, but like in the sense of like the whole thing, because I can go on a tangent too a little bit. Like, I don't remember the point you're trying to make in the whole thing, because he was talking about
I mean,
this is what he didn't like, and then
he's
you
talking
went off
about
on
like
corporations suck.
how they push you to buy shit. Like where do they push you to buy shit more than any other game?
Right, I don't pay money for a full game. So no, let me tell you this, Bong. I agree 100%. I would rather spend $40 to $60 on a game to know that I had a full product than to do it like this. But in the same note, like think about the man hours and the time that was put as a company, because again, even though they're shitty and whatever, there was a human being behind this who made this model, made this armor, made these color palettes, did all this stuff, that designed this area or whatever, and you got to play 40 hours of it for free. You didn't have to pay anything. So that's where it's like, where I feel like, yeah, 100%. If you went and you because the thing is, there are any EA game, you know what I mean? That's why I feel like the only thing is, like, I get it. I asked you to say like what bothered you and so on and so forth, and that's fine. Like I don't knock any of it. I just feel like there's a point where you have to pull off of the guns on this, because this isn't Anthem. If you compare this to Remnant 2, it's not even close. I agree. If you compare this to Remnant 2, it's not even close. But at the same time, how much did you pay for Remnant 2 versus how much did you pay for this? Versus you have Nexon versus Remnant's company. And so it's almost like you're trying to compare souffle to a goddamn Pop-Tart. You know what I mean? This is the Pop-Tart.
Like this and Remnant are so different. Like Remnant's a fantastic game, don't get me wrong. Like Remnant is a great game. Remnant 1 and 2, both good games. But like, you pay for the game and that is it. There's no like, oh, you want to get this weapon so that you can beat this boss? $20. Like, okay, cool. Remnant doesn't do that. Fantastic. However, Remnant's also not this style of game. It's two different again, that's like comparing World of Warcraft and Horizon Zero Dawn. Two completely different games, both great in their own rights, but not at all
trying to
alike.
bait me to buying bullshit Dyson skin. You're right. It's not trying to bullshit you buying Dyson skin, but it will bullshit you to buying the $20, $30 DLC later.
Yeah.
That in order to play, you still have to do it because you already paid $40. The thing is, you paid $40 to play Remnant because it was not a $60 game. If you spent that $40 into here, you will come out, because this is always how it is. And the thing is, I do agree with you, Bong, so don't take this as me disagreeing with you. I prefer a game out the gate. I prefer to pay for Remnant. I prefer to pay for Dark Souls. I prefer to pay for whatever. But imagine you go and you pay $40 for a game and you still have a cash, because BDO, I paid $40 to get into the game when it was in beta back in the day, and they didn't say nothing about no cash shop. They didn't say anything like that. They were like, bruh, it's all cosmetic, except
Black Desert Online made you pay to get in the beta?
it was
I didn't play the beta
$40.
for that
Yeah,
one.
it was $40 to get into that bitch. And I thought it was going to be $40 forever. So I bought it for me and my brother, and we got in there just for none of the gear to change until you went and you paid more money for cosmetic gear. And then on top of that, they had the $50 ghillie suit. So when you were in PvP, you had no name above your head, so you could hide in tall grass and have a PvP advantage. So when I saw that, I quit the fucking game when I saw that. So that versus this is like, it's just a mobile game. But here's the difference though, it doesn't control like a mobile game. And it's not even hype. I have no hype behind this. I enjoy playing it because I'm playing. It's not really innovative in any way. This is Warframe 2.0. Okay,
yeah,
you have a combination of Destiny guns that are randomized, looter shooter or whatever, but then you have your legendaries, the way that they never present legendaries any fucking more in any other game where legendaries actually matter, which are the ultimates. Every ultimate gun is curated to mean something, therefore you can build the build at the end of the game. Like I have things, so my dude build uses dimensional skills and fire skills. There are guns that will proc passives off of using dimensional fire skills. Therefore my character has a specific build that I can go for later in the game through simply grinding and trying to get out the pieces, which yeah, I might be repeating the same dungeon and whatever, but what were any heroic anything that when you had to grind for badges in World of Warcraft? You're repeating the same fucking 6 dungeons and 2 raids every week, and it's fine there. But for it to not be fine here, all the characters.
Also, something Bong mentioned is like, oh, you do the same 4 missions over and over again. Okay, welcome to fucking Warframe. Welcome to World of Warcraft.
All
welcome
of the
to every
characters and
MMO
their
on the
abilities
planet.
also look like Warframe and remixed. Well, let me tell you this. How was it supposed to look? If you want to say that, how are they supposed to look? Again, I'm not, whatever. I'm glad that then we're having this conversation because I'm enjoying the conversation and I'm enjoying hearing your thoughts on what's going on. Right, so, and the thing is, it's the same thing. If you disliked Warframe long-term, it makes sense that you don't like this. Because one, I can see that you're already seeing...
a game for you.
You're seeing that Warframe is basically deeply, because I feel like a lot of this is deeply rooted in Warframe. The fact that you have to collect 4 different pieces and you have to take like 3 hours for each of those individually to make it, and then 12 hours for like the main character or whatever. That's just like fucking Warframe. The thing about this is they add a few more different things in here to try to help ease that. And in Warframe,
also the fact that like Warframe, okay, I got my parts for Rhino, right? I got them built, and each part took 12 hours. We'll say that I built them all at the same time, so they all finished at the same time. Okay, cool. Now I can get my Warframe, right? No, now I need to wait 72 fucking hours. This game, at least I have to wait 16 hours. And there's no option, unlike Warframe, there's no option to go, oh, well, I just want this to instantly finish. I'll pay for it. No, it's 16 hours. So you know what? I'm done for the night. I'm ready to go to bed.
You're gonna Brown Town. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll start this build now. So I got my 16-hour build. I'll go to bed. I'll wake up. I'll go to work. I'll come home. And maybe the build will be done. Maybe it'll be almost done. Maybe I'll have a few hours that I gotta grind or whatever the fuck. But, like, don't get me wrong. This game is not without sin. I'm not trying to say this game is without sin. This game is not perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect game, regardless of whether we're talking about a story game, an MMO, a looter shooter. There's no such thing as the perfect game. It just does not exist.
The thing about this game is the intercept battles. Well, so like think about imagine imagine that's what the end game is you're running intercept battles. Everything you're doing up until the point, the repetitive missions, the this and that, the nonsense, the whatever, blah 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 blah. It's like I would rather them present it this way instead of wasting money on creating an interactive and like super fun world like World of Warcraft, but then the end game sucks. Because it's like when you have a free-to-play game, they have to lean their resources one way or the other. So if it's like when you start playing the intercept, but like you said, there's hard modes, you can't queue for it. But all of those hard modes are what? Intercept battles with new mechanics. They're basically going to be like World of Warcraft raid battles where you have to figure it out. We got to go in there, we got to make sure our gear is fine, which you have to go and grind it out, grab your pieces, do your thing, have your loadouts for each boss. But it's almost like also in the same vein, it's going to turn into the way Monster Hunter is. Because Monster Hunter, you're fighting the same handful of fucking guys until you have your stuff, and then you move to the next guy, next tier of enemies. You fight each of them once, and you decide, okay, do I need to upgrade or not? Then you move on. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't.
Also, Bong, you just mentioned how, like, if you get hit by an ability that knocks you back, it just looks cringe and clunky. I will agree, when the game came out, the knockbacks took way too long. They actually, with their most recent patch, reduced the time that you get knocked down / knocked back by enemy abilities by 1.5 seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in terms of like, oh shit, I'm getting shot, I'm getting shot.
Yeah, that's an eternity in a shooter.
That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference.
And I didn't even know that.
Honestly, and I have noticed that like there have been boss battles that I have ground prior to that patch that were fucking miserable, because trying to dodge his fucking 18 AoEs that all of them knocked you down was a pain in the ass. And then after that patch, yes, is it still a pain in the ass? Sure. However, an extra 1.5 seconds like that reduces before I can get up makes a huge difference. And it allows me to do a shit ton more damage and kill the boss quicker, rather than worrying about like, oh god, I'm getting fucked because I keep getting knocked down. Fish can attest. It was one of the, I think, Sterile Lands boss battles where like we both complained about the fact that it's like we're getting stun locked because we get knocked down by his ability, and then before we can fucking get up, like right as we get up, we get hit by the same ability, and now we're knocked down again and we can't do anything. And then they patched it. And all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you get knocked down, but you have the chance to get up and fucking move.
And when you say the way you're flying, are you talking about like when you grapple through the air and you like just kind of, your character, I don't want to say like freezes in place, but kind of like grapples and like it's kind of tight as he's pulling through the air?
The grappling hooks are a little clunky. Like, I'm not going to lie, in terms of visuals, they're a little clunky.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't, depending, like he was saying, like they recently reduced it down, so I know what you're talking about, where it feels like it's a very, like, it's almost like an animation that plays, or at least the way it used to feel. I can't tell you that I've noticed the way it felt now, but this, you know, I'm not going to say I haven't either because I have not been paying attention that hard. But I know what you're saying, where, and the thing is, that's something that free-to-play games suffer from a lot, where when you get knocked down, holy shit, the animation is not fluid, where it's a physics-based thing that takes over and your character gets pushed from where they're at, right? It's like you get hit with the impact, then it's like you see a frame freeze, then you have the knockdown animation, and whether your character moves back or not, that's up to like the game developer itself. But ultimately you have an animation that plays where you fall down and you're like, bro, I don't feel any blowback, I didn't feel nothing, my dude just kind of fell from the knockdown. And like, again, like you said, it reduced by 1.5 seconds, which means if it feels like 1.5 seconds that you were down now, that's double the time you're laying on the ground. So 100%. Yeah, exactly. Like, I get that. More like there's certain things or whatever that can happen, and that kind of stuff can happen. But again, Bonk, 5 days ago is when the game launched. Which again, have fun with, and not, you know, and like come back later or whatever, feel like, okay, that was it. Because there are certain things in my book myself that I feel like is unacceptable, and if I have to deal with that in the game, that's a big no-brainer, and I'm gone. You know, yeah, and like I say, I don't take this as you not, or you thinking that I'm stupid for liking it, and I don't think you're stupid for not liking it. You know what I mean? This is just like I enjoy having a conversation. You know. Yeah,
and the same goes for me. Like Bong, I don't know you from a hole in the wall. I have no idea who you are. So like anything I've said tonight, like this isn't me being like, oh Bong, you're wrong, you're a fucking idiot, or anything like that. Like, you don't like the game? Okay. That's totally fine, my dude. Like, you are more than welcome to not like the game. You prefer other kind of games. That's cool. Like, that's totally fine. I'm not mad that you don't like First Ascendant.
And then on
you
top of that,
you don't have to like First Ascendant. You know?
When it comes down to, you know, like because he was saying he likes looter shooters, and this just wasn't it for him. And you know what? That's totally fine, because you know what? I like Souls-like games like a motherfucker. I did not like Liza P, and I did not even really give it too much. I played it. But after a point, I was like, you know what? I don't have to like every Souls-like game. Get me the fuck out of here. And I logged out, and I got rid of it because.
Green. No, we have not fought Pyro.
No, we're on Pyro.
We finished the White Gulch, but we have not fought Pyro because.
I have enough time to fight Pyro. Yeah, I have enough time to fight Pyro one time, Green. If you want to, I lied. I'm getting out of here because otherwise that shit will just extend up. Well, no, I lied. Green, you got one time to fight Pyro. You trying to do it? We can do it. If you're busy, you're busy.
Apparently, I need to talk to someone to do Pyro, because it says I can't do Pyro until I fucking get to the point. I thought we were at the point that we can do Pyro. So
you will be. You just have to talk to a couple more people here, but you will be.
Yeah. All right. Let me grab some builds that I had going at Anace, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Well, he said he's not going to come on, so I'm just going to go ahead and get off. So go ahead and get caught up or whatever. If you want to try Pyro, try Pyro. And then when I come back tomorrow or some other time, I'll probably most likely be leading into that or whatever. So
yeah, I mean, I work till 6 p.m. Central tomorrow, so like I'd be home around 6:30 or 7 if I have to stop at a store, but otherwise like 6:30.
I will guarantee you I will not see you because I work tomorrow night, so I'm going to be off at around 2 and I'll be sleeping.
Yeah, Fish mentioned to me that you're like a third shift worker, so like 6 p.m. is like sleepy time for you. So I've done third shift in the past myself, so like I understand like 6 p.m. that I might as well say like, hey bro, you work like 10 a.m. You work 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Do you want to wake up at 2 a.m. to play a game with me? Like, no.
Right. So, anyway, appreciate the game and stuff like that, and you know we'll play some more going on the line when we can meet up and whatever. But like I said, I variety stream a lot of shit, so I could very well. Again, I got Pantheon coming, so I might not even be on this.
I will definitely look at your gameplay of that. Like if you're gonna be live tomorrow after work or whatever, like if I'm awake, I will definitely have a gander at the gameplay, because like I know Pantheon exists, but I know fuck all about it.
Yeah, what it'll end up being is I'm gonna go to sleep and I'll wake up probably around like 3 in the morning, and I'm gonna play from 3 a.m. Central to probably 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. So, and then I'll get off. Okay. So if like it probably be before you go to work if you ever see it. But anyway, I'll end up having a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll probably be up around like 8 a.m. Our time. So like if you're still live at that point, I can at least tune in and be all like, yo, how's Pantheon going? Like, how do you like it? You know.
Right. I'll let you know. But anyway, appreciate the games. You know, GGs and all that. So I'll holler.
Yeah, for sure, my dude.
Right. Hey, suck a fat short. Yeah, sure, Green. I sure will. But anyway, Bong. like I said, I know that we kind of, I don't want to say that we kind of like jumped on you when you came in here or whatever, but that wasn't the point, even though it kind of felt like that a little bit. And that's kind of what I was telling you, like, hey, it's not that. I enjoy having the conversations. I enjoy nitpicking brains and stuff like that. I know it can come off a little more like, here, I can put my face on it. I know it can come off a little like we're jumping down your throat and so on and so forth, but that's not what I'm doing. You know, I just like to talk directly and then hear what you're saying and stuff like that. And I know it's all like, bro, I'm not trying to, and I didn't take it as you trying to do that or whatever. Like I said, I enjoyed the conversation. Yeah, good. I'm glad, because like I enjoy discussing it. I love the pros and the cons and seeing both sides, because you might be able to point something out to me, or I might be able to point something out. Well, okay, like, you sure? Because it seems like da-da-da. Or if you give it more time, this particular mechanic, because my brother sometimes does things where we'll play a game and then he'll play for 10 minutes and be like, yeah, this sucks. And I've already played it, and it turns into a, when I've already played it, it turns into a, hey, just give it like fucking 10 more minutes and I promise you, you'll like it. He's like, nah. And so for me, I feel like the opposite. This is probably one of the best free-to-play games that I've played in a very long time at launch. Like you said, it's stable, graphics are pretty decent, voice acting, but it's alright, and it could definitely be worse, because Warframe was really bad when it first started. And I try to compare it to the things of the genre that it belongs into, which is a free-to-play multiplayer looter shooter by Nexon, right? So at that point, I'm going to have to compare it to NCSoft. I'm going to have to compare it to fucking all those other ones, right? Yeah, honestly, because Division 2 is good. You know, Division 2 is pretty good. And this isn't me telling you that, like, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? That's why I want to delve into what you're thinking, because I believe you know what you're talking about. You know, that's what makes it interesting, because if you were just like I play Cooking Mama, I'm not going to give a fuck about what you're saying, respectfully, because it's like, all right, you know, like, what do you have to offer me knowledge-wise? You know? Oh, yeah, 100% it has more content-wise, but how long has Division been out? Remember, take all that stuff into consideration. That's what I do when I talk about it. Take it all into consideration. Division 2 better be fucking better. It's Ubisoft. It's not Nexon. Division 2 better be fucking better. It's been out for a lot longer. But anyway, all that stuff outside, but you know, like, I'm interested to see where this game can go a little bit or whatever. I'm feeling that feeling or whatever that you're talking about. You know, you hit the paywall and it requires co-op ability to get past some of the guys or the monsters. But what it comes down to, I know it's not like people would rather solo and then not pay, or solo and then pay something so they have to deal with something instead of having to work with a team, because anxiety and free-to-play games and the idea behind that, you know what I mean? But again, like, even if, yeah, because it doesn't feel repetitive. It is repetitive. You know what I mean? It is. That's exactly what it is. It's repetitive, but like maybe in a way where the loop you don't like it. You know what I mean? Which is fine, if you don't like it. But like it's still the same thing. Like, say you played it for 40 hours and you're like, fuck, all right, that's it. How many games have you paid $60 for and you haven't even reached the 40-hour mark? Elden Ring is run past everything simulator at a point. No, it's like 100% that'll happen, but it's like, it's ingrained in the game's, just like, it's the game's culture. It's a free-to-play game from Nexon. I do not think this is going to be the new be-all, the end-all, the best multiplayer, blase, skippy, whatever. I do not think it's that, so I don't want you to think that that's what I'm trying to say about it. But for what it has to offer, for the fact that you pay $0 to get in, the servers are relatively stable, you can play all the characters, so you don't have to, you're not worrying about buying character slots, which is something that they rape you with in these goddamn free-to-play games. Character slots, you don't have to worry about it. And so, no, of course not. The thing is, let me tell you this, Bong, anyone who believes that it is smoking crack. Because that's never anything. If you want to say that, like, do I think this game is going to last years into the thing? Fucking no. Because the only way you can last that long as a free-to-play game, let me tell you this, is going to be if there's PvP involved. Because people don't care about the same repetitive PvE nonsense over and over and over. What do World of Warcraft players do once they're sick of the game? They either quit or they switch to PvP. That's not an option in here, so they're going to quit. And I'm not saying PvP saves games. I'm not saying PvP is the be-all, the end-all. I actually don't really care for PvP a lot of times because it's not fucking balanced and it gets annoying. Right? A rogue shouldn't be able to go invisible and run around the tower 75 times because their invis is down, but they can get it because just simply they outrun you. And now guess what? map design allows them to be like, what? That's stupid. Right, so we'll see. We'll see, but let me tell you something. You talk shit about Nexon Bong, but like Maple Story's still around. Maple Story's still around. No. Well, I mean it is, but who fucking cares? Anyway. I'm tired as fuck. I didn't know it was 10:30. I wanted to go to sleep at 8. So anyway. I had a lot of fun today. Appreciate you stopping in, Bong. Let me ask you this. That's what I was gonna say. Do you know let me first of all, let me get the fuck out of this game. Yeah. No, I'm just bullshitting you because Maple Story is not a good example for what I'm saying. They literally sell like t-shirts and shoes and shit like that for your little character to just stand around in town. You know what I mean? I'm actually giving you ammo against me by saying that. That's why I'm just trolling. But here's what I came out of here because, like I said, if you know anything about Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, I will be playing that tomorrow. BP, stop it. And what's great is I've been looking forward to this for a long time, and you kind of got to pay a little bit to get in. And to be able to get in for free because I was able to take part in the, apply for it. They asked you, did I not? I'm not here. What the fuck is this? Man. Anyway, what's going on? But let's go here. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Because the thing is, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. They're gonna fuck shit up. They're gonna do their kind of thing. But yeah, like I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't necessarily disagree with the things that you were saying about any of the stuff. Because I prefer to buy a game. I prefer there to be unlocked or locked characters, but not behind a battle pass. I don't want a DLC thing. I don't want whatever. I want the product I pay for. Yeah, because we got to play what's available. You know what I mean? And here's my thing. I feel like I personally am trying. The reason why I buy so many games and I'm a variety streamer is I'm personally trying to recreate my childhood where Blockbuster and Hollywood Video were a thing. Where I would get a new game, whether it sucked or not. I would get a new game, it would fall in my lap. And the thing is, back in the day, we would still play anything. It's about what's in front of us. Except because indie games weren't so like big or whatever, it kind of becomes like, you know what I mean? Because effectively, if you think about it, that's kind of what First Ascendant is. Like it's not because in China, I believe, or whatever, Korea, or wherever Nexon comes from, I believe they're a really big company where they like ask you for they're like big, where they have more than just games. And yeah, because the thing is, all you need is a power creep. And sometimes it's more than just that, or it's other shit, when it comes down to that. Sorry, this thing popped up and I have to tell them that this is fine. Run anyway. I just have to get this in here. But anyway, yeah, it's like, and I agree with you, because the thing is, I started doing the same thing. I like to just look for things that fit into my genre of things that I like RPGs, power creep, strategies I'm thinking, and then depending on how I'm feeling, if I feel like I have to work on my snap gameplay, I'll try to get shooters, like roguelike shooters, things like that, where it's like, okay, I have to bang, 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 bang. That's why I kind of got into Valorant for a little bit. It's been a little while since I played now, but I got into Valorant for a while because it felt like it fit that niche of me of like, okay, I want to be able to shoot people in the face. I want to keep that training going because I am getting older now, and it's almost depressing to say this like out loud, but I am getting older, right? So if the instant I start letting one of these types of skills go, they're gonna go, and so I don't want to. You know, which I'm not perfectly realizing that these boyfriends for work. Yeah, and honestly, because the thing is, it's a combination of that mixed with the interesting gun styles from Destiny. They took a lot of different things from different games, like Destiny's gun styles, right? One thing they did was they kind of grabbed like Destiny's patrols / Anthem's gameplay style, where you talk to a node, you go to a spot, you do something, you go to a spot, you do something, you're done, and that's how a lot of games are. Honestly, any of them, WoW, Rift, anything that has to do with quests, you normally walk somewhere. But this is like the most fundamental, broadest way of thinking of it. Like, yeah, you walk somewhere, you smack whatever the quest giver wants you to deal with, and then you turn around and then you walk to the next place to kill the next thing, to collect the next item, to move on. And it's always that chain, but it's about how they dress it up is what's important. You know what I mean? Because just like Call of Duty, despite what people believe, Call of Duty is a corridor shooter. The campaign, Call of Duty campaigns are a corridor shooter. You are walking down a corridor. We're shooting the same people, few different varieties of mobs, but it's like, where does the corridor lead you? What do they dress it up with? What kind of cinematics are between you, point A and point B? The way Destiny plays with a bit polished. Okay, so enemy and mission variety lacking. Here's where I disagree with you on that, though, Ball. Is because Destiny suffered from the problem of people were getting mad that it was walk to a point, activate something, defend your ghost while he hack the door, you kill the same thing, blah, 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 move on. And Destiny also only starts with 3 factions. You have your melee guy who's weak, basically your little fodder unit, your kind of medium unit, your sniper unit, and then your power unit. That's what Destiny is. That's 4 guys. And then you have the Forsaken, the Cabal, and the because let's say the Hive, right? You have the Thralls that run at you. You have the exploding Thralls. You have the Wizards that are elites. You have the regular shooter guys. I forget what they're called. You have the Knights. And then you have the Ogres. Right? I believe that's it in terms of enemy variety, enemy style, sans, campaign, all kinds of extra, blah, blah, blah. And like, there's different kinds of knights. Yeah, you might have the sword knight. You might have the gun knight. But it's still a knight. So even if you say sword and gun knight, boom. Now we got 7. So you have 7 per thing. Right? So 7, 14. What is that? 21? 21. Yeah, no. So I'm not talking about the AI. So you are correct about the AI. I have my hands in a handcuff about the AI because of course it is. But should it be? Also yes. Because again, Destiny was a $60 game. And in order for you to experience Destiny right now for what Destiny actually is and what it has to offer as a whole full thing, do you know how much money you have to spend? You know how much money you would have to spend to get the full experience of what Destiny has to offer? Again, is it worth it? Yes. But then what the fuck are you using Destiny as a goddamn... Like, you're sitting there and I'm sitting there when I'm like, well, this and this and this about Destiny. And like, well, Destiny kind of sucks too. Like, well, fucking give me a game that you want to compare it to. No, it is better than this, but it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? All these games are supposed to be better than this. But it's like, for what you invested into this game, besides time, you did it all. You got 40 hours of gameplay for free. That's a work week. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's the thing is, it's not supposed. The thing is, I never said First Ascendant was this new fucking coming of whatever. Do I believe First Ascendant brings up the quality of free-to-play games in terms of what they have to start dishing out in order for people to accept it as, okay, this is kind of okay, now let's spend money? Yes, because the thing about First Ascendant is the gunplay does not feel like shit. The gunplay does not feel like shit. It feels accurate, it feels tight. You want to talk about gunplay, it feels like shit? Go play Starfield in the first fucking 10 levels. But then again, you're saying, you bring up Destiny. That is a Bungie game. Bungie, who is some high caliber motherfucker. They're not Nexon down here. Free to play money, free to play, blah, 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 blah. Don't have any idea, blah, blah, blah. They're not them. You have to keep them like you. That's like you're trying to judge a kindergartner for being in varsity. You can't do that. Bungie is in varsity. Nexon is down here in fucking Drew League type shit where they don't even matter. You know what I mean? You are right. It has so much potential, but there are a lot of games that do that shit worse than this game does. And you're right. And they chose their looter shooters, and I don't think they chose the wrong ones. Warframe, one of the best looter shooters when it comes to the card system in order for personal upgrades, and also something that feels rewarding when you get it. Feels good to fold it through your currency and will get you to continuously grind out so you can get those kinds of things. Because again, that's the point of the game, is to get you to grind out. It doesn't feel innovative. It's not innovative, it's the polish. It's the polish and it's the bringing together of ideas. Nothing First Ascendant does is new. Okay? Nothing First Ascendant does is new. So you're right, it's not innovative at all. But everything it does is, for a free-to-play game, is the cleanest of any other free-to-play game that has been brought forward. I mean, but here's the thing is, they eventually get to be special. It's like, well, what do you mean? You know, they're not just, reload speed 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%. Every weapon mod in that game is a step above the first 6 years of Warframe mods. So they are. Not only that, but those weapon mods aren't the only way that you get multipliers and bonuses on your weapon. So you can have the looter shooter where you get 75 of the same Judgment assault rifle, right? But then this one in the special, sometimes you have rare, you have ultra rare, you have ultimate, you have gray quality, like the little rolls at the bottom, those still happen. So you still have the variety, even though the same gun, you have the style that you're looking for, which is the Destiny and Borderlands and everything else like that. Because Borderlands, even though they're like, we have 1 trillion guns, they consider a 0.1% difference in reload speed to be a totally new gun, and it's fucking nuts. You know what I mean? So, like, the mods themselves are pretty good. Even the character ones, they're pretty good. They help you multiply and fold your power, and they give you that good feeling of, okay, I did some shit or whatever. Now, when you're going through, and if you get shitty mods, you happen to not get it, that can also happen too. You know what I mean? I don't doubt the fact that can happen. And then maybe even still, even if the mods are good and so on and so forth, maybe you still need more. You know, maybe you still need more than that, which is fine. Because like you said, if looter shooter, that's one thing where, like, I will bow to you and, you know, namaste, the whole thing is, like you said, looter shooters are your genre, and you like a lot of it. You know what I mean? Looter shooters are a game, and a game you play a lot of. Therefore, and I do too, which is why I like having the back and forth to just kind of like discern and figure out, because it's like you have a lot of experience playing it, and you're like, no, this could be better, that could be better, that could be better, and that, you know, and that's good. Let me tell you, the fact that you play Bunny, you deserve everything that you feel about everything. All right, I don't give a shit. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, and that could be a thing that ruins the game, because if you ever saw Biomutant, game itself wasn't bad. The fact that the narrator wouldn't shut the fuck up while you're doing anything, the fact that they tried to make up words for things that already exist, therefore the dialogue is fucking confusing, and then the fact that your stats determined the way your character looked, but in a sense that if you wanted to be agility, your dude was tall, skinny, and fucking gross. You wanted to be strength, he was fat, stupid, and gross. And if you wanted to be the other thing, he was still stupid and gross. There was no, like, it was, I don't know. You play with it. Yeah, no, honestly, and that's I literally got in trouble for talking shit about Bunny the other day. So let me watch my mouth. But um, I bet. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, no, I don't. I think my character voices are kind of lower, so sometimes I don't really hear even Blair talking when I'm playing him and stuff like that. But again, like you have a lot of valid points about the things that make you mad about the game. My deal is I have become a little more forgiving in certain things because there are games that you spent a lot of money on up front just for them to fuck you, and then be like, oh well, okay. I'm not even gonna get into the whole thing about that, right? But yeah, I agree with you. And I'm glad, like, it sucks that you didn't like it. But again, if you did end up coming back and playing it, especially right now while I'm kind of into it, we're playing it, the queuing factor of endgame doesn't matter because I have at least like 6 people who are playing the game. You know what I mean? And we can rotate in and out. We can do things to help each other, you know, so on and so forth or whatever. And so it's something that we could, you know, I can even post as my title. Granted, I'm not a big streamer, so it is what it is. But I can post as my title, yo, looking for group, this and this person or whatever, come in here chat. You know, voice chat required. People could come into my chat because they're just scrolling, looking, they see what's up, and like, damn, I gotta do this. You know, there's resources that we can use. You know what I mean? The only part where I disagree with you on the fact that it feels like a mobile game is that the gunplay feels really clean. The only part where I feel like I do agree with you on the mobile game is there's not a lot of like movement in terms of like sliding, mantling, or whatever. It's just a quick roll and shooting and then roll and shooting. So it feels similar to something. Like I said, if you compare the game more to Outriders and not Division, that's more of a fair combo. Well, nowadays, because Borderlands 1, 2, and pre-sequel didn't have any sliding or mantling. It wasn't until Borderlands 3 that they got it. And you want to talk about looter shooters and the king of looter shooters and the one everybody liked. And I know that for a fact because if you go back and play Borderlands 2 right now, because I have with my brother, that game feels clunky as fuck. You feel like your feet are pinned to the ground and I hate it. I mean, so I feel like the shooting is fun. It's more of your ability to like move around the battlefield. Doesn't feel as clean, and that's where it comes down to like look for something and zap with your grappling hook and move. Because I feel like my mobility is fine, but I grapple a lot. But then it's like if you're grappling, if you feel like it's shit or you know whatever it is, you know. But like I said, it's fine. Of course, it's like imagine me like it's not fine, get better. Like no, don't care. So anyway. Hopefully you guys are going to be here for Pantheon. I had to message them back and let them know, like, hey, man, I got the stuff. Hopefully you guys let me in because I'm just trying to download the game. And I want to make sure I can download the game before... It might be too late. This dude might be asleep. Because he told me at 9:04 to message him back, and it's... No, it was at 6:11. Nope. It was at... Fuck. I don't... When did he message me back? Wrong email. He messaged me back at 3:27. 3:23 p.m. And it's 12. Yeah, let me see what it is. I like shooting the boss with my high power and stuff like that. Overall, yeah, I understand. That's cool because the thing is, I don't know if the game's going to hook me long term either, but I think it depends on what our terms of long term are. Because, like you said, you have 40 hours in there. I got 35.9. So I have not reached the point where you are yet to where you're like, all right, I did hit a point that felt like that when I was stuck at the Devourer because of the fact that the people who I kept getting matched with could not understand the idea of grouping together to kill a thing. And oh yeah, no. And the thing is, it that's a big part of it too. That I feel like is there's that looking forward to, okay, let's help the boys. The boys are coming. Blah 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 blah. Skip it, whatever. Right. So there is that in there. That if you played solo, you 100% have like a solo experience here. And I did play a lot of this solo, but I do have that still draw between like, okay, I'm gonna become Big Poppy and I can help my boys, so it's fine. You know, if you do, I was playing the game it's hard and play with friends. Yeah, it's like honestly, it's like the more any of these free to play games, the more friends you have and you play with them, it becomes this thing. It's more tolerable. It's better. It's more fun. And then not only that, but any questions you have are easy. It's like, almost like you guys are like a support system in getting past some of the things you don't like about the game. Yeah, and the same thing though. Like this game has 3 different factions with kind of like I was saying before. With about maybe 5 enemy types instead of 7, like Destiny, but. Again, for something that came out 5 days ago. But like I said, you are correct where even though they might be reskin enemies, you have your melee dudes who run up on you, you have your heavy melee dudes that run up on you, you have your shield dudes that run up on you, you have your big heavy gunners that run up on you, then you have your sniper type units, and then you have like your, and whether or not it's like, hey, the fodder comes in the form of dudes running up to melee, you kind of like the Forsaken. Or, hey, these dudes are running up on you as, like, weird triangle robots like the Vex. Or, hey, these dudes are running up on you as, motherfucks with just... They're tall and big with melee stuff, too, because they're part of the other fact. You know what I mean? It's like... Yeah, and I get what you're saying there. But my thing is, with that, again, like you said, the fun part is that, the intercepts. So I'm not paying too much attention to that about these general enemies. So yeah, you have a valid point. Again, like with the design or whatever, but for free to play game that you didn't pay any money for. What do you need? An enemy variety of like 65 million? But yeah, all of it at the end of the day does come down to this game is really fun to play with your friends, or if you have friends coming, because there's the thing that I like about this and that I like about other, like, I guess Asian / Korean / Chinese, whatever, free to play games, is they always give you the ability to make sure you can feel like a hero when you play with your friends who are underleveled. Because the power spikes are so nice. And that's one thing that I love about a lot of stuff. That's what I used to love about old school WoW before they did all the number crunching every time. Is when you hit from Burning Crusade, or from Classic, and you hit the level 58, and then you went and you quested in Hellfire at 58, and it was hard as fuck. But the first 2-3 items you got made your numbers go fucking through the roof, and then the first time you got a weapon, it was like, holy shit, that felt so fucking good. So every 58, 68, 78, I looked forward to those levels so fucking much until they did the stat squish and rebalanced everything, and they took that away. I am getting that feeling again here in First Ascendant, because after we killed the Devourer, we got some guns that the DPS on the white ammo gun went from 30 to 49k. No, but that's where you're wrong, Bong. Let me tell you, Bong, that's fine. The thing is, you got lucky because, again, the game is meant to grind. Therefore, when you're done and you're ready and you want to build your character a certain kind of way, you then go back and you look for where those items spawn, and you go to that mission and you hit it. So because you got that, I have some Transcendence, the orange ones, mods for certain things too. And I get that, but you can always go back, and you just got lucky on a 0.3% drop rate, and it shows you that that's where you get it from. I mean, they might be, but also at the same time, you had a 3% chance to get it, and you just happened to get it. You don't have to, and it might feel like that, but you're at that point, you're projecting onto them. No, you're projecting onto them. Just because they have certain items that are available earlier, and that might be their strat. But you have a rare that you got earlier in the game that you could use for that, but it's like you were never meant to really get that yet. You know what I mean? Like you said, it wasn't for a character you didn't have. You don't even know what the fuck it does. It's for you to look at it and like, man, whatever. You weren't like, yeah, of course it was known for it because that's who they are. But I don't think in this instance of what you're saying that they're guilty of it. They weren't like, let me give this man this item that he can't even use because we want him to buy this guy. Like, no, it's like, you might see that and be like, oh, let me go ahead and, or you could be like, I don't give a shit about this, let me keep going, like you should have. You know, but the thing is, I feel like if you're looking for predatory monetization, you're gonna find predatory monetization, right? And I know, like, Touch was saying that the game's monetized aggressively or whatever. I still don't see it. I still don't see it. I do not see the monetization that's aggressive in my face trying to get me to buy anything, because ultimately the only thing so far that I can feel like that I really need to be like, fuck, I kind of have to spend some money if I really want to pursue something, is when it comes down to buying one of those things to increase your mod capacity. But when you increase your mod capacity, that is a forever thing for that gun and for your dude. So you would not do that to anything that is not an ultimate gun, and you would not do that to anything that is not your descendant. So if I did get that, or it's a hard time to earn, it's almost like you're transforming your gun and making it end game quality through an item you have to earn to the game, because now you gain like 85% more capacity increase. You know what I mean? I've not run into any instances. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he got lucky grabbing that mod to get for that other character. So it's not a thing that should be viewed as that's why it's like, if you're looking for predatory instances, you're going to view anything that happens as that, which is, oh damn, I got this for this character, I can't even use him. Of course they want me to do that. The thing is, if every character is, if you go to Reddit and you see that, hey man, we got this, hey man, we got this, and every character is scripted to get that same item, then yeah, here is where you are right. I haven't really got any Glade mods, Bong, so that's why it's weird. But let me tell you here, Bong, this is where you are right. Bunny is a free character, effectively. You have to get the stuff that you do the quest, get the parts. They guarantee more or less the drops for each of the things you go through. Boom, you got Bunny. The starter pack for growth has a bunch of like items, like some consumables for like, you know, money up, this and that up, XP up or whatever, right? Which are not, they do help, but they're not necessary. You do not need them. The part where it's like, okay, is the fact that they have 2 or 3, I think it's 3 mods that are geared specifically towards Bunny. Lightning damage, skill duration, skill area. I believe those are the 3 things, which are the 3 things you need to make this bitch fucking nasty. You make her ring bigger, you have the duration last longer, so the cooldown's running, but that's fine because that's already still up the whole time, and then you have the lightning damage. So they give you Bunny, and then they have this thing that's meant for Bunny for you to spend some money. That is where I agree with you 1000% that is the predatory monetization. You getting a lucky card while playing through the game and being like, oh, that's not the same. You know, also, yeah, honestly, no, you're 100% right. I actually have to shit now too, which is bad, kind of. That's gonna be playing bad. Yeah, but like, I agree with you, Bong. That's why I said I don't disagree with you, Bong. But I feel like there was a point where you're judging the same instances under the same with the same hammer, where some of these hammers need to be the wee hammer, and some of them need to be the bang, and you crush in the sledgehammer. You know what I mean? Some of them need to be the toy hammer, some of them need to be sledgehammer. So you are right, but like at the same time, like let's grade these things on how powerful the offense is, right? And like you said, they need to make money, and I understand that too. And that's why it's like they do need to make money. And right now, you played the game for 40 hours and had to spend no dollars. So when are they supposed to be allowed to make money? And I get that too, because you want to play the game, you want to be able to do it. Because I 100% was like that before, all the time, and I still kind of am. My thing is, after having spent a little bit of money, and it's not even like a whole lot, you could spend $25, $30 in any free-to-play game, and it will feel night and day to you not spending anything. And so the fact that so far this game hasn't forced me, I picked Blair, and I chose Blair and purchased him because I was enjoying the game, because it felt clean to play, it felt good, that things were responsive, the servers weren't really fucked up. Some areas need to be more optimized, because like when you're in the swamp, things get a little fucked up. And I have a 3090. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be happening. That's funny as fuck. Yeah, no, bro, Bong. I don't even want to get, and the thing is, I don't even want to talk about how much money I've spent on Smite, and I'm banned, brother. I am banned. So, anyway, let me go ahead and let you go and stuff like that. I appreciate the talk. I enjoy hanging out with you. Appreciate you, Touch, for like being father right now and making sure I can go to bed, because you're right. I need to go to bed because I have to get back up the stream, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead. Hopefully, they get back to me on Pantheon. I will be up when I wake up. I'm gonna finish this shot. You guys sleep too? Fuck yeah. Let's go sleep together, bro. I'll race you to the dreamland. I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna drink this. I'm gonna smoke, and I'm gonna get out of here. Sun's coming up. Yeah, my sun's gonna be coming up in a long time from now, but not really a long time. It's 11 p.m. But I've been awake. No flex, but I've been awake for a while. Anyway, like I said, let me get out of here. I'm gonna do the shot on stream though. Oh, I'm gonna gag though, so I'm sorry. Yes. I try to stream every day, Bong. Fuck. I try to stream every day, as long as I can help it. And especially Sunday into Monday, even if I sleep for like 4 hours and I get up, I will be streaming from whenever I get up till 2 p.m. So last Sunday, I had a 16-hour stream because I woke up at midnight. That's not happening this time, of course. But no matter when I wake up, I will rock that bitch out until I'm done. Which is why I'm excited that Pantheon's coming out, because hopefully we can go ahead to releasing the Summoner and the Ranger, I believe. Hopefully we can try those new classes out. I've never played the game before. And I will be deep diving, getting into the nitty gritty, trying to see what's up with the game, because I've been looking forward to it for a really long fucking time. So if you guys can be in here tomorrow to help me out, talk to me, ask me questions, and just be active, that would be fucking great. Not saying you have to, but it's just like one of those things where, like, hey guys, I might be a real streamer. You know what I mean? Get into something, get some access on a thing, and, you know, I kind of want to... It is what it is. I won't be able to really do too much because I'm talking to, you know, two of us right now, effectively. But I like to show out. So let's do that tomorrow. You know, we're going to keep it real. Yeah, exactly. No. I don't think you're being a negative Nancy, Bong. I don't think you're being a negative Nancy. I believe we can agree to disagree. You know, I'm not trying to change your mind. I can tell you about why I think you're wrong from my perspective on something, but you could just be like, okay, because even though I think you're wrong, I am not trying to change your mind. And that is where conflict happens. Even like, say, example, if we have different political affiliations, right? And that's like dangerous. If we have different political affiliations, the reason why it becomes dangerous is because you're so used to listening to whatever's going on. Everyone stands for the thing, and everyone tries to change everybody's mind. Believe what you want to believe, of course, within reason, and you have the ability to cut people off if they believe this or that or whatever, blah, blah, blah. That is up to you. But the fundamentals are, stop trying to change everybody's mind. Everyone's not supposed to agree with you, you know? I agree with you more than you know on that, Bong. I just don't think the game's average in the grand scheme of free-to-play games. Again, name off another free-to-play game that this feels better than. Or that it feels worse than. That has been out for 5 days. You know? Like, it's kind of one of those things, and that's just kind of like this, those are the parameters I'm putting it within. It's a game that within the past few days, it has done some updates to try to make it feel cleaner, feel smoother, so they are paying attention and they care, right? At some point, Nexon is supposed to be allowed to make a good game, right? And then, but no, long-term months, Helldivers did not last on Steam and everything else because of what did they do? They made one mistake and that shit fucking hit the fan. Helldivers, which was fucking Clip City, all these cool things. It was a great game, this and that or whatever, and it was supposed to. Even the battle passes, $40, and then you're still getting battle passes in Helldivers. Great game. Were they worth it? Yeah, it felt like it. But you had to buy battle passes to get new equipment. You had to buy battle passes to get new anything. You had to buy battle passes monetized to the fucking teeth. For a $40 game you already had to buy. You're not seeing that here. You want to talk about a game that, you know, well, it's not like Remnant. Okay, well, it's better than Helldivers in the monetization because you haven't had to pay for nothing here. Helldivers, you can play for a while and you don't have to. But Do you get more out of the game? Is it a lot more fun if you buy the battle passes and get those new guns? Because are the guns better than your usuals? Yeah. So that's something. There's like the pull, the tug of war. Anyway, let me shut the fuck up. Let me get out of here. Love, peace, and grease, boys out of here. I'll catch you guys next time. Yeah. So you're looking for a looter shooter extracted? Let me tell you something. Have you seen the game? I don't know if it's any good because I played the demo and I felt like I don't know how I feel about it, but I feel like it had potential. It's called Bears in Space. Have you heard about this? No, and the thing is, if you want to find, and the thing is, you want to extraction shooter is fucking disgusting. But no, I'm just kidding. But like honestly, you're looking for your holy grail in your looter shooter or whatever. Don't look in free to play, man. You're not gonna find it here. You know what I mean? You're not gonna find it here because it's like you're looking for a gem in a haystack. Which yeah, you might get lucky. Some bitch was getting fucked and her ring fell off, and now you found this ring in a haystack. What are the odds of that, though? You know, but yeah, like I said, I respect your opinion and all that kind of stuff, and I like that you shared it with me, and I appreciate it. And hope later on down the line you share more opinions with me about how you feel about certain things, and even you critique my opinion the same way I'm critiquing yours, because that's how we get better. That's how we sharpen our minds, and you know, it's all fun. You know what I mean? Here, let me tell you why extraction shooters I don't like them. Because one, you come in with a full set of gear, right? And then you have some kid camping in the corner, sitting somewhere, doing something cheesy, and because you're trying to enjoy the game and have a good time, boom, you lose everything. Fine, whatever. That sucks, but even if you don't want to consider that, the thing is, there is a really low ceiling on the gear cap in extraction shooters. You are right. Extraction shooters are really good about creating that atmosphere. Yeah, you're right. So, but when it comes down to your getting your gear, getting your whatever, because it's all randomized, because it's all whatever, you could literally walk into a room, open a duffel bag, be like, holy fuck, this dude was lit, and get decent helmet, decent body armor, decent whatever, grab whatever, and now guess what? You didn't really put any more time than somebody who has run the missions over and over and over, extracted every single fucking time, but for whatever reason cannot seem to get the drops he needs. Or whatever, better gear. But on top of that, though, he still can kill you. Even if you put all this time in and you get the gear and whatever, you can still be killed by anybody at any level, which is fine. But what I like about these games, or games period, is the feeling of power creep. Because let me tell you something. My favorite thing about PvP. Yeah, and honestly, I don't disagree with you. Like, I kind of what was the other one? Not Darker and Darker. It just came through its last thing today, I think, or it might even still be going on. But it's the other Darker and Darker, right? like I said, I like that shit too. Like, it's good, it's cool, whatever. But this is the things I do not like about it is what I do like. Like, allow me to die and keep my gear, bro. Make it a thing where your gear is persistent and whatever. Like, yeah, okay, are you eventually going to run into a group that's super geared and super whatever? Yeah, you can. But at the same time, when they queue you the one time, you're not losing everything. You spawn back in, whatever. Damn, I ran into this group. One, there's enough player base so that won't even happen again. And it might, or you can run away and hide and do your thing. Yeah, because let me tell you something. In World of Warcraft, when they had the Gladiator badges, you had to earn Gladiator badges. You had your Honor badges and you had your Valor badges. Or, not Valor, Conquest. You had your Conquest badges. Your Valor badges or your Honor badges got you set up to start PvPing right away. And if whether you had it or not, you could be like, I'm just going to come in here. I'm not going to worry about my Honor badges, whatever. Because the whole point is to get your Conquest badges because of the wins. So you dealt with getting dogged by dudes who had grinded before you. It's like you put in your dues. You got smacked around. You got fucked up. You did whatever. But once you got enough over 4 or 5 weeks of grinding out your Conquest badges, and then now you were big dog on the battlefield, in the battleground, in a duel, and you were big dog and you felt it, it felt meaningful. Let me see. Yeah, no, I do. I do. Me, and actually, he might not be in here more, but me and my boy Squeegee, we used to play Division a lot. Actually, a few of us used to play Division 2 a lot, and the Dark Zone was pretty cool, because the thing is, you could end up in a truck against standoff. You would go loot whatever and be like, fuck, let me go ahead and do this. You would sit, helicopter would come down, you call it, you're waiting for it to show up, and you guys are holding the position down, killing any NPCs, and waiting to see if another agent shows the fuck up to get the smoke, right? And then you have to go and put your shit on the hook, and then wait for it to leave. So you still have, I placed my stuff on the hook, therefore I'm turning around, I'm putting my back towards the enemy, potentially. If we're in a standoff and they're not looking at me, I can go ahead, oh fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Put it on the hook, I'm gunless. While I'm doing that, then I gotta turn around and defend it after the fact. So yeah. And the thing is, I do too. I do not like the fact that, like, because the thing is, the Division, like, yeah, they had, like, where you kind of get normalized out, but your gear, I feel like, kind of meant some. And then you didn't lose what was on you. So I think Division did it in a good way, brother. Division did it in a good way, where you could fight, you could get gear, you can get stronger, and you can walk back in that bitch. Because there's always a cap in how strong you can get, so if you're like, fuck. And then if they make it to where the best gear is in the Dark Zone, like the best gear is in the Dark Zone, not that some gear is in the Dark Zone, make the best gear until you raid. Like, have dungeons, here's what they should have done. Dungeons, even the hard modes. Maybe dungeons, right? Dungeons, and then here, right above it, dungeons, Dark Zone, hard mode dungeons. So hard mode dungeons and Dark Zone are kind of side by side. Therefore, you can choose either or to grind it. Say the dungeon of the week is too fucking hard, the dungeon of the day is too fucking hard because it happens to be the library or whatever, and you're like, fuck, I don't want to deal with all those shotgun dudes. So you go to the Dark Zone instead. And you farm, you do whatever. But also the Dark Zone allows you to then, at the risk of being killed by another player, you can grind infinitely, whereas a dungeon would have, like, the daily timer. Yeah, no, 100%. You know what I mean? Because you're 1v1 or whatever in there, and so it's all like every man for himself. The thing is, when you walk in there with a team, the whole vibe is different. So, and I've always tried to play and walk in with a team and stuff like that. So anyway, if they did base dungeons, Dark Zone, and heroic or whatever, or hard mode dungeons, and then raids. That's how they had to do their loot progression. Jesus Christ. Their loot progression in order for it to be chef's kiss. From someone who has put 35 years into the game. So, anyway, I'm done talking because I can go on forever. Love, peace, and grease. I appreciate you, Bong. Hopefully you come in tomorrow and we can talk some more. We'll talk about anything. We don't have to talk about Pantheon specifically, but me too. Me too. That's why I like CRPGs. You like a game where you can get punished by bad decisions? If you can deal with graphics and you like CRPGs and that, like, all of that, like you said, choices, especially if they're not color coded for what's right and wrong, Scald Against the Black Priory. I'm fucking stuttering now. Scald Against the Black Priory. In terms of CRPGs and stories and the things they put you through, because it's all eldritch horror, right? Lovecraftian style eldritch horror. That game is a 9.9 out of 10 for me. Oh yeah, what I like is when you take a risk and you get rewarded by something really good. Like, say again, you play a CRPG, Baldur's Gate, whatever it is, right? Solasta, and you go somewhere and you feel like I shouldn't be here because I'm walking too far, like say east. And then you go, you find a cave, you walk in that bitch, you walk in there and there's a big troll. And you're like, fuck, this dude is like, he's 7 levels above me. I should not fight him, but there's only him. So let me see if my team can take him out. And you have to use your P's and Q's and all your knowledge and everything to take him out and kill him. And when you do, you get something that is levelless or whatever, or for your level or whatever it is. Or even if it's not for your level and it's for later, but it's still some high-ass good passive, good magical item, good whatever it is, something good. So you went through the shit to get this, like, chef's kiss, this is my shit. Now someone's gonna wear this and they're gonna be him. That is old school shit I like. I'm kind of a cold-blooded gamer. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, and honestly, with that being what's said, I get what you're saying about First Ascendant, and that's kind of what I was trying to tell my other friends. It's like, nothing in First Ascendant up until this point has been hard. It hasn't. Like, and I'm not trying to be, I'm not flexing. I'm not trying to say, I'm like, hard is memorizing an attack pattern, perfecting your parry, having to dodge on demand. Not, I gotta shoot these guys and then I gotta hide behind something and like hope for my. Because the thing is, when I get low, I just walk behind any kind of rock. My health starts coming back. I'm fine. Then I start fighting again. It's not. And the thing is, that's one of the biggest issues that I have with First Ascendant. It is so easy to start that it numbs you and fucks you up. God damn it. Anyway. Hiccups. It numbs you and makes you weak to everything that requires any kind of challenge. Almost like how classic in BC for the first, until after Black Citadel. Once Magus' Terrors came out, that's when they changed their mentality behind it. But 99% of every raid in Warcraft and Burning Crusade was a tank and spank. It had to deal with the healers being able to keep up with the stuff and the DPS being able to kill the boss before the healers ran out of mana. That's all it was. Let me tell you something. Fuck the story. I escape every, because that can happen. I escape every dialogue until there's a cutscene that is playing a full cutscene. Then I watch it, because in Final Fantasy 11, and honestly at a point 14, even though I did skim read 14, you can tell what's going on through the major cutscenes. You can kind of like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. If you just think a little bit, you can find out what's going on. From point to point to point to point. And even if you can't, let me tell you something. Do you really give a fuck about this storyline? So, if your brain creates its own storyline about what's happening from point A to B to C to D or whatever, you're never going to be tested about the First Ascendant storyline or the lore. You're never going to be tested that. So if you create something, or okay, this is happening, that's happening, Jeremy's doing this, Jeremy's doing that, boom, blase, skippy, blah, blah, dang, he's dead. It doesn't matter how you got from point A to where Jeremy's kind of talking crazy to where he betrays you to where he dies. As long as that's what happens at the end, it's the same thing. I'm doing a Black Spire with 2 rogues and 2 joy stealth runs. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like having stuff like that happen. But the thing is, the difference between that and this is you can't think about this as being that, because this is not that deep. So I will tell you that this is not that deep yet to where you can grab whatever, because the thing is, no one plays any other kind of roles. Even Ajax being a tank and tanky in frontline, he is not necessary to win something. So the whole Trinity doesn't exist in this game. If it did, that's where you're like, all right. Like Skyforge, right? Trinity exists in Skyforge. I don't know. Bong, I can have a whole long-ass conversation with you, and this will go on forever. Please come back tomorrow, and we can continue it. I have to take a big-ass shit, because I can feel it. And I also know that I'm going to leave, and I'll stay here forever. And it is what it is. So, let's talk some more tomorrow. I enjoy this shit, brother. Thank you so much for stopping in, because like I said, I love this because you get the noodles spinning. And it's an Ouroboros up here where it's eating itself. So, having something else in between the mouth and the ass is nice. So, anyway, love Peach and Greasy Boys out here. Catch you guys next time. Whenever I wake up, I'll be back. Hopefully they get back to me on